Well, hi there everyone, FarmSimgamer here and welcome back to the channel. Now today I'm going to talk about a selection of great mods that make for easy gameplay. I'm here on Rusty Acres by Farming with Fluke, a great new map that was released fairly recently on the Mod Hub, and I'm using this as the backdrop to today's mod review. Now there are plenty of mods out there that make for easy gameplay, many of which have been covered in other mod reviews like store deliveries, used equipment, lumberjack, variable bale capacity. So today I'm going to take a look at 8 different mods that have either been released fairly recently on the Mod Hub or some that you may have missed from last year, plus one bonus mod that is not on the Mod Hub that I think is a must-have if you're doing any forestry work. Now just a note that all the mods being reviewed today are for PC and Mac only, so sorry to you console players. And first up is Mobile Workshop. Now this mod is by Rockstar, it's in the gameplay category and it was released on the 12th of February this year. Now this is a great but fairly simple mod that enables you to walk up to any vehicle or any implement and press your R key and access the workshop menu. So from here you can customise your vehicle if you need to, or you can simply go and repair it when in situ. And likewise, if you've got any implement attached, regardless of what it is, whether it's a drill or a cultivator or a plough or anything like that, or a set of front forks even, you can simply walk up to the implement, hit that R key and either customize or repair it as you need to. Now I think this is a great time saver. I think it's really useful that you can just do this in field, in situ, when you're out kind of working without having to waste time going to a workshop menu to fix your vehicle. Now next up is Adjust Working Speed. This is by Peter A.H. modded Welt. The category again is gameplay and this was released on the 3rd of March this year. Now this is a very simple script mod but again very effective that enables you to adjust the working speed of any implement. Now you can do that when you're purchasing it or at a later stage through the customization menu. Now as you can see there's an additional section called working speed that's in the menu here. Now that enables you to adjust the speed by up to 7 kilometers an hour or 4.3 miles per hour, either more or less than the default value, and you can increase it in increments of 1 kilometer per hour either up or down. Now that enables you to increase speed obviously if you want to, or slow it down to make things more realistic, and it works with all attachments, in-game DLC and mods. Now if you use this in conjunction with Mobile Workshop then it can be particularly useful out in the field. If you've got weather threatening, looks like it might rain and you're harvesting a field and you want to try and get things done quicker, then of course you can jump out, go to the customization menu using Mobile Workshop, and then you can adjust the working speed up to its maximum so you can get the field cut quicker. Now next up is Chip Tuning. This is by Marv63. Again it's in the gameplay category and it was released on the 3rd of December 2020. So this mod works in a very similar way to the adjusting working speed, and as you can see there's an additional section with real power and tuning of base power that's been added to the menu here. This enables you to be able to tune or increase the horsepower of any motorised vehicle from 5% right the way up to 100%, so you can double the horsepower of the vehicle. Now this is very useful if you've got an underpowered tractor with an implement and you need to be able to increase its horsepower without it costing you a huge amount of money, and as you can see to double the horsepower only costs in this circumstance £3,124, so it's pretty cost effective to do this. Now if we take a look at this out in the field, this Senius cultivator, 8-metre cultivator, needs 400 horsepower to pull it. The John Deere in its standard trim at 203 horsepower is struggling to pull it at 4-5 miles an hour, but if we go into the workshop menu and adjust that power up by 100% to 406 horsepower, it makes a big difference to the tractor and it can pull it at almost regular speed. So it's pretty good, and of course if you do use it in conjunction with Mobile Workshop again, then you can make these adjustments on the fly. Next up is Better Contracts by Emperor of Modding. Again, this is in the gameplay category and it was released on the 3rd of March this year. Now this mod helps to improve the contract system both in single player and multiplayer. The maximum number and the amount of missions generated is now automatically adjusted to the number of fields in the map. Contracts are now sorted by type and field number to make it easier to find the one that you desire, and you can activate more than one contract at a time. So a bit like the more missions mod that we've had previously, you can now do that with this as well. And you can simply generate new contracts by hitting your X key or by hitting the button down here to generate additional contracts, or you can clear them completely and then just start afresh and just build the contracts as you need to try and find something that suits you. So a really useful and easy to use mod that helps you manage your contracts better. Mod number 5 is Trailer Axle Blocker by FSSA Modding Team. It's in the gameplay category once again, and it was released on the 10th of December 2020. Now, I'm sure I'm not the only person out there that finds reversing trailers that have a front axle on them rather difficult. I have to say that I've tried this in real life and it is just as hard to do. So this simple mod enables you to lock the front axle by pressing your Y key. You have to make sure that your trailer and tractor are aligned, but once you press your Y key, it will lock the front axle, enabling you to be able to reverse like any other normal trailer. Now, I think that's really useful because you can end up spending a lot of time shunting backwards and forwards, and of course then it can put you off kind of which trailers that you might wish to purchase. So this is very simple, enables you to do this, and then of course you can hit your Y key to turn it back to normal when you're driving forwards. So a very simple mod, but a very useful one to have in your toolbox. Field Leasing is mod number 6. This is by LS-Modcompany Kevin98. Once again, it's in the gameplay category and it was released on the 8th of May 2020. Now this is a Global Company add-on, so you will of course need Global Company installed as well, and you can press your Control and G key to access the menu, and as you can see there's a new section that's appeared in the top hand menu that accesses the Field Leasing menu itself. And as you can see here, there's a number of fields that are listed as either free or sold. Now the sold ones are the ones that I already own, but if we look at some of the free fields, Field 1 for example gives me the option to buy that if I want to, just as I would if I was clicking on it through the regular menu, or it gives me the option to lease it. Now you can see here the price is £11,980. That's 20% of the actual purchase price, and then there is an additional price of £11,980, which is the daily charge that you will get. Now that represents 2% of the overall charge, so you get a 20% fee. That's just a one-off charge for the initial lease, and then you get a further 2% daily charge thereafter. Now, from the information that's available on the Mod Hub, it suggests that there's a 20% one-off lease charge and then a daily charge of 3%. But from what I can see, the $11.98 here represents just 2%, so that may have been adjusted at some point. Now, this is a perfect mod if you don't have enough money, particularly when you're kind of starting out and things like that, it gives you the option to be able to lease fields so that you can make some harvest income from them rather than having to go out for the full purchase price. Now, you can, of course, sell fields from here as well from this menu, so that fields that you already own, you can sell directly from here if you need to. So, a great little mod, great little Global Company add-on, gives you a lot of flexibility, particularly when you're starting up to be able to grow and develop your farm. Now next up is the Placeable Sell Points. Now this is by Loki79. It's in the Object category and it was released just a few weeks ago on the 9th of April 2021. Now this mod contains a selection of simple sell points that you can use to convert any location on the map into a specialist selling point. It can also be used to convert decorative placeables into sell points, and it's particularly useful when there isn't enough room to add a whole building that you can simply place the selling point itself. Now I think this is a great option if you've got a map that doesn't have a huge amount of selling points, that you can add in a bit more competition to make sure that you get the best price for your produce. It's also a good option if you're playing on a larger map where some of these selling points are quite a distance away, that you can put some additional selling points in closer to your farm to cut down your travelling time and make life easier. Now mod 8 is Map Objects Hider. This is by Royal Modding. It's in the gameplay category, and I'm not sure the original release date. I know it had an update recently, which is the one that's seen on the Mod Hub, but I think it was released earlier this year. Now this is a really useful mod. It enables you to be able to remove objects, placeables, decorative items from the map that might be getting in your way. Now I'm sure, like me, you've been in a situation where you want to expand your farm, put another barn in or a shed in or something like that, and you can't do it because something's in the way. Well, this mod is brilliant because it enables you to remove some of those items. Now you can't remove everything, but most objects can be removed, and in the recent edition they've also added the ability to be able to remove trees and gates and sections of wall I've found as well, so that's really useful. And one of the best things that they've added recently is a restore function, so if you make a mistake you can go back and restore the item that you've just removed. So a really useful mod and one that can make sort of tasks that were previously impossible very possible now. Now last but by no means least, and our little bonus mod for this video is the Tree Maverick. Now this is by NCRaiders. In categories you'll find it under Forest Equipment, and it was originally released in October 2020 last year. Now this is not available in the in-game mod hub. The only place that I believe you can get it is Farmer Boys Modding, so we'll put a link down in the description. Now this is a fantastic little mod to make some of your forestry work really easy, and if you're into making wood chips and getting some good money from that, then this is definitely a tool for you. Now there's various options that you've got here. You can change the attachment type. It's also got its own capacity, which starts at 50,000 litres. Now that does change up to 500,000 litres, 1 million litres and 3 million litres, so it's got a great capacity in its own right. And now that does put the price up quite a bit, but it's worth it because you don't necessarily have to get an additional trailer to empty the wood chips into. Now once you've downloaded it, you will find it in Tools and Forestry Equipment, and then scroll along until you find it, and that will give you access obviously to the menu in which you can choose your options. Now it needs to be positioned on your front 3-point hitch, but once you've got it on, you just need to press T on your keyboard to put the pipe out into the correct position. You can lower it down with the V key and then press B to fire it up. And as you can see, it's making pretty short work of these trees. Not only is it cutting the tree down, but it's also taking the stumps out as well, which is certainly very good. So it kind of gets through these like a hot knife through butter, so it really is a good tool. Now although it has its own capacity, it is beneficial, I've found, to actually have a trailer attached as well, and part of the reason for that is when you go to unload directly at the sawmill, you do need the trailer attached to actually start unloading. If you don't have a trailer attached, it doesn't seem to recognise the unload point at the sawmill for the wood chips. So I've found that you do need to have the actual trailer attached in order to be able to unload the Tree Maverick itself, but it's a fantastic little tool and one that will certainly make your life very easy. So that's it for the video and my recommendations of 9 great mods that make for easy gameplay. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos that I post. So thanks very much for watching. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, stay safe, take care, and I will catch you on the farm next time. Bye for now.